It's August 19th, 9:28 a.m. What's on my mind this morning is it's all bullshit. All of this pop music, popular culture, politics, all of it, it's complete corporate horseshit. It's on Led Zeppelin, you know, Ozzy Osbourne, all of this stuff. What is it? It's to get to condoms sold and abortions and have sex. It boosts the economy. Let's everybody be sex maniacs. Cyber sex, whatever you want. It's just propaganda. It's to turn your brain. What did Marx say? Right? Religion is the opiate of the people. Well, that's his religion, opiate. He was a drug addict, like Freud, cokehead. They're morons. What, Marxism is going to work? Yeah, it's really doing great. So is capitalism. Oh, that's the antidote to capitalism is Marxism. What's Marxism? It's Aleister Crowleyism. It's do whatever you want. Whatever you want. What's capitalism? It's Aleister Crowleyism. It's do whatever you want, whatever you can get away with. There is no such thing. It's an oxymoron, business ethics. Another oxymoron, military intelligence. How intelligent are these people? They're moronic. If you want to go with them, fine. I'm not, trying to argue out of it. I'm just saying they don't have any taste in music and art and anything. All they are is they just want to get turned on. I want to turn you on. That's what you want to listen to? I just made a 1 minute video to say, I love jazz music. I can't stand pseudo jazz music. It's Frank Zappa jazz music, rock jazz music, King Crimson progressive jazz. It's just crap. I hear it everywhere. It's playing here. It's playing everywhere. It's not music. It's just let's go. It makes you want to get jiggy with it, right? Get jiggy with it. Here, these people pull by in their boom boxes, tattooed up and gangsta style and all this shit. It's like, where's your head at? And I'm playing, I don't know, it doesn't matter, Bach, World Saxophone Quartet, Sun Ra, you name it. Oh, he has Egyptian religion. The Christians tell me, oh, Sun Ra, he's demonic. Sun Ra's a schizophrenic, is a, there was nothing unsavory about Sun Ra and the Solar Myth Orchestra or whatever. They're schizophrenics. They're nut jobs. So am I. I'm a nut job. I'm not a schizophrenic. See, that's why, I don't believe in this. But he's not worshiping in any sense. He's got his sequin down, and it's a carnival act. He's an entertainer, like James Brown, except he's not like James Brown. He's great music, and it's wonderful cosmic music. And I see by the behavior of James Brown and all the James Browns, and the behavior of Sun Ra and the Solar Myth Orchestra, or other groups, that their behavior is much more Christian than the people calling themselves Christian. My father was the most Christian person I ever knew. And he was an atheist. He was the most generous person. He helped poor people nobody would even talk to. My father helped financially and his friend and everything else. And he was not for war. He was in the military. He wouldn't go anywhere near a VFW place. He couldn't stand military people who glorify themselves, and he was just a real, authentic person. He wasn't a phony. He wasn't a fake. And that's what, to me, a follower of Christ, they aren't phonies. They don't fake it. All you need is love. All you need is love. Yeah. George Martin, all you need is a lot of money. And run Apple Records. They don't run anything. They're whores. They use their names as like Warhol and everything else. Their name, you sell their brand name, Michael Jordan, you name it. You know, it's empty, is what I'm saying. There's nothing inside it. It's all on the surface. That's what they say. Who wants to live a life on the surface? I don't. That's why I was always cut out to be a follower of Jesus, because he's the deeps. That's the depth of your own consciousness, if you're going to dare go there and see who rules the universe. Yeah, the devil is a great, oh man, you can, the entertainment, if you like that kind of stuff, which I don't, I liked it well enough when I was in my demonic days. By which I mean upon days and days, purple haze, and days. I saw where those people were going. I saw them go off shoot themselves, run into Jackson Pollock and Jack Kerouac. I'm not going there. That's where, oh boy, to the top of the Museum of Modern Art, boy, like Jackson Pollock, you can have the Museum of Art. You could, hey, I invite anybody to blow up the Museum of Modern Art. There's no loss. The Met or any of these other museums, but they're just, the Museum of Modern Art has crept into all the other museums, and the works are being stolen, incidentally. How do I know that? It's shown in Stanley Kubrick, the 33rd Degree Freemason. I mean, at least that's one so-called artist you can get some information out of. If you know anything at all about who the Freemasons are, and you know what Stanley Kubrick and Tom Cruise, the Scientologist, and Nicole Kidman, the whatever, what is she, a disciple of Ramtha Z up there, and, what's her name, Jay-Z Knight, the Egyptian goddess. Yeah, it's all real. I'm not doubting that they're real. I'm doubting that they're authentic. They aren't who they say they are. Oh, he's a great filmmaker. No, he's a practicing Satanist. And that goes with all this child sex porn and all the rest of it. And it's all in all of, what's Lolita? Anybody, take 3 guesses. What's Lolita about? What about all the teen women being sold in Eyes Wide Shut, the little Japanese businessman? Oh, it's cool. It's really cool. That doesn't, what's that? Oh, it's really cool. No, it's really real. These people are selling their souls, and they're taking all these children with them because it's so cool. And the children are so, they get famous. Edie Sedgwick, oh, she's beauty number 1, beauty number 2. And then she's getting electroshock treatments and, has silicone implants. And Chuck Wine, the satanic Jew, he's a photographer, he's a filmmaker, he's a script writer. He's torturing her because she's been through abuse. He knows exactly, somebody coming from abuse, how they can be psychologically played with and manipulated and murdered. They'll murder themselves. That's what you get them to do. Chuck Wine, he's also the guy that filmed Hendrix just before Hendrix OD'd, or whatever happened to Hendrix. Sure, he was killed or whatever. How would he know? Kill himself? Somebody kill him? The same thing. He's really gone to Jim Morrison, same thing. St. Janis Joplin, same thing. That's Satan worship. I'm against it. I'm against satanic music. I'm against the music that has, Hitler played it. They all play it. Everybody's jiving up and down. Everybody's got whatever the drug is. Marx is absolutely right because he was a satanic Jew, just like Sigmund Freud was right. He's a satanic Jew. That religion is the opiate of the people. Yeah, we get rid of religion and you have Karl Marx and you have Sigmund Freud and your God and all your gods, your human gods. That's what paganism is. It's worshiping humans or aliens or whatever's coming along now, who are coming along. They're here. They're playing the music. They're running the countries. The corporations, you're a corporate stooge if you're listening to Iggy Stooge, and these are corporate stooge. The music, oh man, how many Iggy albums could you, that would be torture, wouldn't it, to anybody? All the works of Iggy Pop and the Frogs and the Frog Princesses, you know, all his different, incredibly varied, you know, aliases and creativity that went from, you know, I want to be your dog to, you know, if it's music to you, you've got really, you know, you really have to get out more to hear some real music. Would it be that painful? Yeah, I think it is painful because it's the light of God. They can't listen to Bach. You know, they used to play it at the beginning of Firing Line with Noam Chomsky and Allen Ginsberg versus William F. Buckley and whatever that Pinhead's partner's name, Michael, some, you know, little nebbishes, you know, they were Christians, Michael Kinsley. Yeah, the Christians versus the Jews. It's really a game show. And let's put some Bach in there. Let's degrade everything. That's why I listen to Bach all forever, day in and day out, just like I can look at, you know, Bruegel or Bosch or you wouldn't even know the names of the Northern Renaissance painters that I love because nobody knows them. Hans Memling or Roger Campin or, you know, the master of this Flamal altarpiece or any of this stuff. Who needs that? We've got Keith Haring and Michael Basquiat and Andy Warhol, all the greats together in one place, a big, you know, cornhole festival down at the local fairgrounds with the animals included, because that's just, you know, this is a slimy sewer pit. I don't know why people can't get that. Edie Sedgwick, for example, she's doesn't bathe or anything. It's all described in the Victor Bacchus, who's another slime ball. They all read the book, man. I read them just kind of, you know, you don't think about it. You know, like I don't think about what their lives are really like. You just, wow, you know, this is bit sick stuff. Why are people so obsessed with it? This is sick stuff, like going into somebody's private. It's called psychoanalysis. And Sigmund Freud is a sick, demonic. What was his book? The Future of an Illusion. What was the illusion? Religion. So both Marx and Freud, there's your, you know, modern art. That's your modern era. It comes in with, let's get rid of religion. And then meaning Jesus Christ, the religion of Jesus Christ, because that's who the Jews hate, and that's who the Jews killed, and that's who the Jews are on the hook for right now because they're done. That's a word from God. They're done. They're going to be exterminated with extreme prejudice because of their behavior towards his children all over in Palestine, you name it. And the people going along with them, called the Christians. Just a little bit, just a little bit. R-E-S-P, you respect that? You got rocks in your head. You respect somebody riding around in a pink Cadillac and, you know, sitting on the laps of all the producers. No, that never happened. Everybody up at the top, that's how they F-U-C-K, their way up to the top. And they start out as, you know, innocent little children. But there's no laws against it, you know. It's how you get, it's what everybody wants. It's popular. It's dementia. You know, it ends up, Biden is demented, they're all demented. Oh, let's just pick out the ones that have or really can't say two words, coherent words together that make sense. And then the press, for how many years? His whole life, he was always demented. God, I followed Joe Biden from the time he showed up getting Clarence Hill nominated, his nomination to the Supreme Court, through when he had women lined up with allegations, correct allegations, that he's a sexual predator, starting with Anita Hill. Joe Biden brought, along with Teddy Kennedy, the great defender of women, made sure that Clarence Thomas got on the Supreme Court because Teddy Kennedy's nephew was had date raped somebody right during. I love how God says. God is like, if that doesn't open your eyes, it doesn't open their eyes. The great defenders of women get Clarence Thomas on the Supreme Court by shutting down the hearings, saying he passed, and all the women lined up to testify after Anita Hill had said this guy is a pervert and a sexual predator, which he is and was, but that's what's popular. That's what makes him so popular. That's all that Americans seem to want to watch. And I've been Christians, Buddhists, Jews, whoever they are, whatever they are, Indians, Native Americans. That's a different path from the path to Christ, which involves behavior. What's your behavior? Doesn't matter what you say, you can twist words every which way you want to. What's your behavior? What did you do yesterday to advance the kingdom of God, for example? Defend the sexual allegations against your pastor, most likely. Anyway, God bless everybody. I'm keeping these short and sweet, to the point.